how to reduce the redness of skin flushing and blushing with erythrophobia. Stay tuned. Hey there, and welcome to Lean In Warrior. My name is April, and on this channel we talk a lot about erythrophobia, overcoming the obstacles in our mind that trap us into feeling fearful of turning red, skin blushing, flushing on your chest and neck, and things along those lines. So today I want to talk to you about how you can significantly reduce the redness on your skin. Now I know this is going to seem very simple, but it's self-tanner. Now, male and female can use self-tanner, so it's a great solution, not necessarily to get rid of what's causing the skin flushing, but we talk a lot about cognitive behavioral therapy and things that are going on in our mind and anxiety, social anxiety, things of that nature. So today I wanted to kind of pull away from that and talk about something you could actually do to help right away stop some of the redness from happening. So as you can see, right now I have on self-tanner. It's been a while since I've put on some self-tanner just because we've been in quarantine and didn't really see a need for that, but you can see the pigment of my skin has changed a little bit. Too bad I don't have a before and after, but you can look at some of my previous videos and see what before and after looks like. But there's more of a olive tone color going on here, and I don't know if it's the lighting. Let's see if I move this. There we go. That's really more of like naturally what it looks like, not so orangey. It might look a little orangier when it's sitting away from the light, but there's two different types of self-tanner that I use. One is Coco Eve, and the other one is, what's it called? Hold on, let me think. I gotta look it up really quick. I always forget what it's called. Hold please. Oh, there it is. Okay, Loving Tan 2 Hour Express. So today, the one that I have on today is Loving Tan. This is, I believe, medium. I have dark and medium, and sometimes the dark is just a little much for me. I do tan naturally, so it doesn't look too off when I am self-tanning. But here's the thing with self-tanning. With Coco Eve and with Loving Tan, they have this green undertone inside of their color technology. And what that undertone does is it creates more of the brown olive tone effect instead of a fake orangey look. And here's the other thing about green. Green helps cover redness. So for women with makeup, and some men also, but for women with makeup, if you have red splotches on your face or red marks or pimples or irritation, a lot of times you can use a light green or a darker green foundation covering concealer type of thing, and you can patch that up. It will look green on your skin, but then you put your makeup over it and it helps reduce the redness that's happening on your face. So with these tanners, they've got that green undertone. These two specifically, because they're the only two that I've used recently. I've used spray tans and things like that before, but they just give you more of a orange look, and I don't really love that. So, but that green pigment also helps to reduce the redness that you have in your skin. So I can tan easily. I have a lot of Cherokee background in my bloodline, but I still am pretty pale. And so when I am pale, my skin is pale and I get red, it is really noticeable. But if I have this self-tanner on, it helps reduce that redness. If the redness does come through, I'm gonna move my camera again. If the redness does come through, you cannot see it as much. I'm not flushing right now. I actually have been on calls this morning for meetings and speaking a lot and haven't flushed today. But I'm also about 2 weeks prior to starting my period, and if you've watched my videos in the past, you know that I do think that there's some sort of common thread that runs along progesterone and estrogen, that when those chemicals release in my body, I think that has something to do with some of the flushing. And I think I think the flushing actually comes from a state of anxiety, but I think those two hormones in my body create a response inside of my body, a histamine reaction, a histamine intolerance reaction that does create extra anxiety in my body that then causes the flushing. But I do have, let's see if I can zoom in on this. I'm trying to look at I've got a little mark there. So this, if I didn't have this tanner on, it would really be bold because my skin is so pale. But my point is, it really helps to reduce, let's fix this. It really helps to reduce a lot of the redness. And so is it a full-time solution? No, it's not, but it does help to minimize the effects of the redness. So I do notice whenever I wear self-tanner and when I was in the office before quarantine, that if I didn't have the self-tanner on and I was flushing, I could see people's eyes turn towards my neck or my chest area, and they will ask, "Are you okay?" As opposed to when I had self-tanner on, it didn't seem as noticeable. And that could be mental. That could be like in my head, and maybe they just notice exactly the same. But in my head, it made me feel like you can't see it as much. So therefore, it reduced my own anxiety about having the skin flushing going on because I've got my self-tanner on. So that's a win-win, I think. So anyway, today I just wanted to share those 2 tanners with you. I will add some links below in the description if you're interested in checking those out. Again, these are the only 2 that I've worked. They're fairly priced. I mean, that's relative, but I think for as much as you get out of it, as many uses as you can get out of it, it seems fair price to me. So, and it's worth it. If it helps kind of take the edge off of your brain a little bit, I think it's worth it. So I just wanted to share those 2 tips with you today. Those are practical. It's not a full-time solution, but it does help get your brain to stop thinking about it. And think about erythrophobia. Erythrophobia is when your brain is stuck in a loop of being afraid that you're going to turn red, and therefore you self-fulfill turning red. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're walking around in all the time. You hate it so much, and yet you bring it on constantly because of your brain thinking about it and creating that reaction inside of your body due to the underlying fear that's kicking that reaction into play. So if we can get our brains to stop thinking about it while we're working through what's making us think about it, I think we're headed in the right direction. So today is just a practical tip of how you can use self-tanner, male and female. You can use it. You can start with light. You can go medium, depending on how you want to look and how you want to feel with it. But again, this is medium. I'm pretty fair skinned, but this is medium that I have on. And this is the first day. I just washed it off this morning, so it'll still be a little darker than, I look like I'm doing the robot. It'll still be a little darker today. And sometimes I would like to put it on 2 days prior to actually going out in public or being seen. But I just threw it on last night because I wanted to add some tan to my body, and I wanted to talk to you about self-tanner, and I wanted to show what it looked like before I got on here and talked to you about it. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. I hope you're having a lovely week, and I will see you in my next video.